MCL News this morning, Enugu government constructs, renovates over 890 classroom blocks. Coronavirus, Anambra lawmaker summon health commissioner. Banknotes can spread coronavirus, World Health Organization warns. Olympic 2020 could be postponed, says Tokyo Minister. Good morning and welcome to MCL News. I am Amanda Karu, and now the details of the news. The Enugu State Ministry of Education has reiterated the state government's commitment to continuous upgrade of facilities in its schools across the state for conducive learning and more qualitative education. The State Commissioner for Education, Professor Uche Eze, who made the disclosure, said the administration of Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi through the Enugu State Universal Basic Education Board has constructed and renovated close to 900 classroom blocks. These include toilets, modern lockers and chairs for primary school children, tables, armchairs and armless chairs for the teachers, as well as ceiling fans and marker boards for teaching in the 17 local government areas. To be recalled that the MCLtv mid last year procured and distributed 22,150 lockers and 22,150 chairs for primary school children, 1,228 tables, 1,228 armchairs and 2,456 armless chairs for the teachers, as well as 1,130 marker boards for teaching and 1,160 ceiling fans for conducive learning environment. Speaking when he led the chairman of MCLtv, Chief KJ Sogwas and his team to inspect facilities at practicing school 1, 2, 3 and 4 in Enugu on Wednesday, Professor Eze said that Governor Ugwuanyi has special interest in the well-being of school children in the state. Anambra State House of Assembly has summoned the State Commissioner for Health, Vincent Okpala, and his Information and Public Enlightenment counterpart, Don Adenoba, to appear before plenary to explain the state's readiness to contain the rapidly spreading coronavirus. The resolution followed a motion moved under matters of urgent public importance raised by Majority Leader of the House, Nnamdi Okafor, on March 3rd. Speaker Uche Okafor said the commissioners were to appear before the House on March 5th. Speaker Okafor, who presided over plenary, read out the resolution while lawmakers unanimously adopted a true voice vote. Nnamdi Okafor, representing Awka South 1, said there was need to ensure adequate preparation and robust response in the event of any emergency. The lawmakers, however, took turns to support the motion, saying there is a need to know the ability of the state to deal with the virus as the nation had recorded a first case. Nigeria may experience drug scarcity as the government of India officially restricted the exportation of essential drugs and active pharmaceutical ingredients to Nigeria and other countries across the globe. It was gathered that the ban was to sustain India's home market in the face of the global spread of the coronavirus, which has affected imports from China. Indian drug makers rely on China for almost 70% of their active ingredients, and industry experts say they are likely to face shortages if the coronavirus pandemic continues. This is contained in a circular signed and released by the Directorate General of Foreign Trade, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Amit Yadav. According to the document cited by newsmen, the ban on pharmaceuticals is an exercise of powers conferred by Section 3 of the Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act 1992, number 22 of 1992, of the Foreign Trade Policy as amended. The export of specified active pharmaceutical ingredients and formulations made from these APIs under the ITC-HS code mentioned against each is hereby restricted with immediate effect until further orders. The export restriction by the government of India is coming less than 2 weeks after both the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria and the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control warned that Nigeria might experience drug insecurity soon if the federal government did not take proactive steps on the issue. NAFDAC Director General Professor Mojisola Adeyeye warned that the situation might worsen if urgent attention is not paid to local manufacturing of drugs in the country. Indications emerged on Wednesday that despite agreed community policing projects as proposed by the federal government as its own way of fighting insecurity in the Southeast Zone. Governors of the zone will soon adopt a name for her own regional security outfit. Mr. Usaloka Obese, a diplomat and former People's Democratic Party candidate for the Anambra governorship election in 2017, said this in an interview with journalists in Oka. Obese, who stated that a lot of consultation has been done on it by leaders of the zone, said that an agreement has been reached to choose a name for the regional security outfit, just as the Southwest governors chose Amotekun. As the coronavirus assumes pandemic proportion globally, the World Health Organization had warned that banknotes could aid transmission of the infectious disease. The United Nations body therefore counsels people to rather go cashless when making purchases. The Global Health Body warned that in the event where they handle money, people should make it a regular habit to wash their hands immediately. The WHO warned that coronavirus can be on the surface of banknotes for several days, hence the need for people to refrain from using money for transactions as much as possible. The Telegraph said the Bank of England also recognized that banknotes can carry bacteria or viruses and therefore encourage frequent hand washing. You may recall that in February, Chinese and Korean banks embarked on disinfection and violation of used banknotes as part of efforts to stem the spread of the virus. The WHO had earlier warned that coronavirus can be spread through contaminated objects, droplets, and direct contact with infected patients. Italy has confirmed that it will shut all schools from Thursday for 10 days as it battles to contain the coronavirus outbreak. All schools and universities are to close until 15th March. A total of 107 people have now been killed by the coronavirus in Italy, which has the most serious outbreak in Europe. Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte said the country's health service risks being overwhelmed. Most of the more than 3,000 cases are in the north, but others have been confirmed in 19 of Italy's 20 regions. Globally, about 3,200 people have died and more than 90,000 have been infected, the vast majority in China, where the virus emerged late last year. The World Health Organization has so far stopped short of declaring a pandemic. An epidemic spreading across the world through local transmission, but on Wednesday, Germany's health minister said the coronavirus now meets the definition. Confirmed cases have been reported in 81 countries, with Italy, Iran, and South Korea emerging as hotspots outside China. Education Minister Lucia Azzolina says she hoped students will be able to resume classes as soon as possible. The Civil Protection Agency said that Italy's death toll from the virus jumped by 28 to 107 on Wednesday. Most of the deaths have been in the Lombardy region around Milan and northern areas near Bologna and Venice. Still to come on the news, Methodist Church Nigeria Aba Diocese holds presentation of second Archdiocesan lay president. Dare rules poor infrastructure, and Nigeria retains 23rd spot on FIBA rankings. Details of the break, to stay with us.
With heavy heart, the management and staff of Modern Communications Limited, MCLtv, announced the death of one of its staff, Mr. Nathaniel Ogugwa Mwabulike. The sad event occurred on Wednesday night in February 2020. Until his death, the late Mwabulike, popularly known as Akuno Joto, was the studio manager of MCLtv. The deceased was a graduate of theatre arts from the University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University. He was the creator of the program Frontliners, which metamorphosed into Frontrunners. Sports Digest, which has been running for more than a decade, is the brainchild of late Mr. Mwabulike. He was also credited with the introduction of newspaper review on MCLtv. The burial announcement will be announced by the family. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
Mommy, mosquito is biting me.
But I asked you to use top rank insecticide.
Top rank insecticide kills mosquitoes, cockroach, flies, and every other crawling and flying insects faster anywhere around you. NAFDAC approves top rank insecticide for its effectiveness. Use top rank insecticide and enjoy a peaceful night's rest. Available in all shops and supermarkets near you in 600 milliliter can and 300 milliliter can. Top rank insecticide is marketed nationwide by C Success Multi Services Limited. Telephone 0813 111 2348 or 090 960 22577. Top rank insecticide. What's worth doing is worth doing well.
Wow, the lab results.
Yes.
Okay. Where is this man? She has malaria.
Malaria?
Yes.
What do you think should be prescribed?
We prescribe Casimir tablets.
Casimir tablets?
Yes, Casimir tablets.
Casimir tablets get at letter and limit from 3 for inside. Casimir tablets now asking about this private limited for India. They make them, but na Grace Best Pharmacy and Store Limited. And I think they distribute Casimir tablets for here. Casimir tablets get NAFDAC approval for take fight malaria, comot your family.
Casimir tablets, na correct anti-malaria.
Casimir tablets, it dey stop every malaria.
If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor.
You're welcome back. Methodist Church Nigeria Archdiocese of Aba held its presentation of her second Archdiocesan lay president. The event took place at the church auditorium. MCL News covered the ceremony. Esther Ndukwe reports.
The event attracted members, dignitaries, friends and well-wishers of the Methodist Church Nigeria, Wesley Cathedral. Speaking during the event, the Archbishop of Methodist Church Nigeria, Aba Diocese, J.O.I. Imama, admonished the newly elected lay president to allow God guide him in the discharge of his duties.
As a church, issues come up from time to time. What life we follow with and accepting responsibility. That is what we're supposed to be doing. And as you are the chief advisor to the Archbishop, you are the chief advisor to the Archbishop. If the Archbishop does well, all the praise will go to you. If you don't back, it will be very nice. But whichever way is going,
the outgoing Archdiocesan lay president, who was appreciated with various gifts, expressed delight on the occasion. He enumerated his achievements while in office.
I want to take this opportunity to thank the immediate Archbishop, vision of this service.
The elected Archdiocesan League President expressed happiness on the occasion as he also stated his promise to the church.
Well, I thank God it's a call to work, and there is only God that will give me the glory and power. He because He will equip. So my prayer is that God should equip me like He has already equipped me to do other things. Well, I will do the best I can. God be my helper. I will work exceedingly to see that the work of God progresses.
Members of the church and guests prayed that God will guide the new diocesan league president while expressing their expectations.
I'm wishing him well, and I believe that what has happened today, that God provided him to be one of them that should be honored. That God will provide for him to help his church. I wish him God's guidance. That's the most important thing. And let him not be the wishes of men, but let him walk to the glory of God. I pray for him that this day he will be uplifted, and I bless him and thank God for who he is. I want to believe that he is not going to disappoint them. He must ensure that he does not disappoint them, that he even performs far greater than he had ever been known to perform. And of course, all of us who are his friends are happy for him and are prepared to do whatever we can in support of him. Much has been given to him and much is expected to him. But I pray that the grace of God will sustain him and help him to achieve a lot for this diocese.
High point of the occasion was a presentation of gift items to the newly elected diocesan league president by members of the church, friends and well-wishers. Esther Ndugwe, MCL News.
On sports, Nigeria is said to have overtaken South Africa as the continent's largest economy. This followed South Africa's slump into its second recession in 2 years as severe rolling power blackouts frustrate President Cyril Ramaphosa's attempt to revive growth. The economy contracted 1.4% in the fourth quarter of 2019, according to official statistics released on Tuesday, far outpacing analyst forecasts of a 0.2% decline. According to the Financial Times, the contraction came after a 0.8% drop in economic output during the previous quarter, leading to South Africa's second recession, defined as 2 quarters of negative growth since 2018. Owing to this, Bloomberg reported that to the question of whether South Africa or Nigeria, the two countries that account for almost half of sub-Saharan Africa's gross domestic product is the biggest economy on the continent, has long depended on which exchange rate used for the West African nation. The Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Diocese of Nigeria, will now be given due recognition by other sporting nations if nothing is done to address the deficit in sports infrastructure in the country. The minister made the assertion in a chat with the team from the Bureau of Public Enterprises in his office in Abuja. He explained that the country is losing relevance in sporting activities as far as the world is concerned, missing out on hosting international events, and will continue to do so if nothing is done. The minister noted that the only good international stadium in Nigeria is in Uyo, and that concerted efforts have been made to upgrade some stadia in the country with the help of public-spirited individuals and organizations. Nigeria maintained the top spot in Africa and 23rd position in the world following the latest FIBA ranking released yesterday. The closest African nation to Nigeria, 425.9, is Angola, 325.3, who are ranked 32 in the world and second in Africa, while Tunisia, 321.5, is at the 33rd spot, Senegal 310.3 in 35th spot, Cote d'Ivoire 231.5 at 48th spot, and Egypt 163.8 at the 60th position. The biggest rises on the African continent are South Sudan, that moved 16 spots to finish 107 in the world. Kenya moved 11 spots to climb to 112, and Burundi moved up 9 places to 126 on the ladder. However, ranking leaders USA 781.6 and the 7th ranked Greece 647.4 are the only national teams from the previous top 10 to win both of their February games, holding on to their positions. There are some movements at the top end of ranking, with Serbia 661.3, leapfrogging France 656.5 into 5th place. Both teams got their FIBA Eurobasket 2021 qualifiers campaigns on the way by splitting their games. Serbia beat Finland but lost to Georgia, while France got the better of Montenegro but had to acknowledge defeat to Germany. Czech Republic 591.5 and Brazil 589.4 both gained a spot each in the world ranking, with the move being of extra significance for Brazil, who capitalized on their strong start of their FIBA AmeriCup 2021 qualifiers campaign to move up to the top 10 following a pair of victories over Uruguay. The most recent ranking update is the final one ahead of the Tokyo Olympics and will be used to determine the season for the Tokyo 2020 Men's Olympic Basketball Tournament draw. Japan's Olympic minister says the Tokyo 2020 Games could be postponed from the summer until later in the year amid fears over the coronavirus outbreak. In a response to a question in Japan's parliament, Seiko Hashimoto said Tokyo's contract with the International Olympic Committee called for the Games to be held within 2020. The Games are due to be held from 24 July to 9th August. Under the hosting agreement, the right to cancel the Games remains with the IOC. A number of high-profile sporting events have already been cancelled or postponed as a result of the coronavirus outbreak, including the World Athletics Indoor Athletics Championships and the Chinese Grand Prix, which was scheduled for 19th April. Coronavirus, which originated in China, has spread to more than 60 countries and claimed more than 3,000 lives so far. The IOC Executive Board met in Lausanne, Switzerland on Tuesday, and in a statement expressed its full commitment to the success of the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 taking place from 24th of July to 9th of August. And with that, we've come to the end of the news package this morning. Before we sign out, a recap of our major stories. The Enugu State Ministry of Education has reiterated the state government's commitment to continuous upgrade of facilities in its schools for conducive learning and more qualitative education. Anambra State House of Assembly has summoned the State's Commissioner for Health, Vincent Okpala, and his Information and Public Enlightenment counterpart, Dawn Adenoba, to appear before plenary to explain the state's readiness to contain the rapidly spreading coronavirus. As the coronavirus assumes pandemic proportion globally, the World Health Organization has warned that banknotes could aid transmission of the infectious disease. And on sports, Japan's Olympic minister stated that the Tokyo 2020 Games could be postponed from the summer until later in the year amid fears over the coronavirus outbreak. That was the news. Thanks for watching. Join us again by 8 a.m. for Good Morning Abia. I am Amanda Kalu. Once again, good morning.